North Star Game Studios has a board game that just came to my attention, and I thought you might like to know about it. Evolution. This is good for 2 to 6 players, ages 12 and up, and should take you about 60 minutes to play. In Evolution, players adapt their species in a dynamic ecosystem where food is scarce and predators lurk. Traits like hard shell and horns will protect your species from carnivores, while long neck will help you get food that others cannot reach. With over 4,000 ways to evolve your species, every game becomes completely different adventure. With over 4,000 ways to evolve your species, every game becomes a different adventure. Evolution is played in a variable number of rounds. Each round, players draw 3 trait cards to enhance their species, create new species, or to feed their existing animals. Play continues until the trait deck has been finished and needs to be reshuffled. Reshuffling the trait cards signals the final round of the game, and at the end of the game, the player with the most food, traits, and population will win. Evolution packs a surprising amount of variety for a game with simple rules. The variety comes from the synergies between the trait cards and from the different personalities at the table. Some players thrive on creating carnivores to wreak havoc on their fellow players. Evolution encourages both playstyles by giving each of them multiple paths to victory, and it is the mix of playstyles at the table that ultimately determines the ecosystem in which the players are adapting. So gather your friends and see who can best adapt to the changing world around them. That says a lot. I am hooked on this Evolution stuff. I've played some Evolution games before. There's a few of them. I don't think there's enough. I think it'll be fun to see some more games based on that, but for right now, some of the reviewers, the way they're talking, this may be the game. This may be the game. I mean, just the idea of playing a game, in this case, it's a card game, right? So playing a card game based on Darwinistic survival. Yes! What fun! And the amount of cards that they have in there, I mean, come on, this is going to be fun. And all the different possibilities. It seems endless. It seems a bit mind-boggling. And another thing, secretly, I think it's educational. It has been mentioned by the reviewers that this is an educational game, but not in the sense that this is marketed as to be an educational game. They seem to be doing it in a very smart way, if what I'm reading and hearing and seeing is true about this, yeah. Because when you know that the purpose of something is purely educational, it usually takes a bit of the fun out of it. But this isn't about the learning. Learning, it seems, is a side effect of the game. They don't push it. It's not shoved down your throat. It just is what it is. That's great. That's great. To be able to teach without teaching. To be able to show and to get the people that are involved in this to learn without knowing that they're learning. That's the kind of educational games we need. Now, although the game isn't marketed for this is my own mind going there, my own imagination, but I really like this because it makes me feel like if I'm playing this game, I'm going to be like a mad scientist. Dipping into this gene pool and that gene pool to get various traits and effects here and there and mix them all together to make something. I mean, come on, how does that not sound like a mad scientist to you? And outside of people trying to stop you, being a mad scientist always sounded pretty damn fun to me. Now, using the trait deck, and other games do some similar things with their decks, using the trait deck as a timer for the game is brilliant. I love it when games do this. It gives you this definite out. You see the exit door down the road. You watch it as it's getting closer to you. You then have a more urgent feel and need to get things done. That helps you because you're not being lazy. You're definitely looking at yourself, looking at your cards, looking at what you have done, thinking about what you want to do, knowing you have to change things up constantly. But you need to get things done before that deck runs out, before the clock stops, before the bomb goes off, so to speak. That is really good. That little bit of extra tension, that kick in the ass that a mechanic like this gives, awesome. Now, something I'm not always a big fan of, because I'm not into chaos, and it generally tends to generate that, is that they're all talking about this game has simultaneous play. Now, yeah, on the one hand, I understand that simultaneous play is good because it helps, get rid of downtime between your turn. You're not getting bored for those couple of minutes. But at the same time, it's always felt a bit too chaotic for me. But the reviewers and previewers that have already looked at this and played it before me, they're saying otherwise. That it's done very smoothly. I haven't read anything about anyone talking about being a bit too chaotic, a little bit too crazy. It all seems to flow according to them. So maybe I was wrong about it. Or maybe it's just this particular game that handles it better. Of course, if you want to see something that looks absolutely amazing, the components for the Evolution game from the cards that you're using, the art on the cards looks really great. And the tokens. The tokens are fun too. Little dinosaur-like, animal-like, because it doesn't know what you're making. Little meeple-like marker figures, tokens. They look good. They look cool. I got no problem with anything I've seen about the components of this game, nor have I read any problems with the components of this. So that's all a plus. Now, the fact that this game has, a hard 60 minutes, that's good. I mean, yeah, I do enjoy the big all-day games from time to time. But other times, if a game can, get played once in an hour and that's it, that gives you opportunity to play it several more times, which helps you learn strategy for the game. Also gives an opportunity to maybe get something else off the shelf for a game day and play a couple of different multiple titles. The rules are supposed to be very easy. No one's talking about any problem with the rules. They're not too hard. They're not too fidgety. It seems to be even families with young kids. This game shouldn't be too much of a problem for them to figure out. So I'm liking this everything I've seen about this, everything reviewers and previewers have said to this about it, that I've read about this, the pictures that I've seen. I mean, why wouldn't this want to be on my game shelf? Especially since Evolution board games sound pretty cool to me. Especially one that actually literally has it in its name. But listen, I'm not trying to influence you. I don't like influencers, and you shouldn't either. I'm just trying to inform you. So get your own information. Go out there, find out more things. But the best thing to do is watch playthroughs. Find a playthrough of this title. Watch a few different ones, and you'll get an idea. You'll get a damn good, honest idea whether it is something that you and your buddies are going to enjoy at the game table. So go, watch some playthroughs, get some information, and come back and let us know what you think of Evolution.